Hey there, friends, and welcome to Miss Debbie's Storybook STEM class, where we always find a little bit of science in every book we read. Well, today we are going to be talking about what makes a seed grow. What makes a seed grow? Well, believe it or not, seeds need the same thing that we need to grow. And what do seeds grow into? That's right. Seeds grow into all different kinds of plants. There are so many different kinds of plants all around us. There are plants that we can climb, like trees. There are plants that we can eat, like lettuce or tomatoes. Plants that grow into pretty flowers. And there are also plants also grow and they provide a place for different animals and bugs to live. So plants are so important to us. And one more thing that's so important with plants is that they give us air to breathe. When we breathe out carbon dioxide, the plant breathes it in and then it lets out oxygen for us to breathe. So plants are so important. But today we're going to figure out what three things we are going to need to help a seed grow into a plant. Are you ready? Okay, but before we get started, we are going to read a really fun book, and it is called Plant the Tiny Seed. And this book is written by Christy Matheson. Plant the Tiny Seed. Here we go. Before we get started with our book, Miss Debbie wants to let you know that I'm going to need your help. So when this book tells you to tap, I want you to take your fingers and tap onto your hand. If it asks you to rub something, I want you to rub your hands together like this, okay? All right, here we go. Plant the tiny seed. This is going to be fun. There is magic in this tiny seed. Press it down and count to 3. There's the tiny seed. Get ready, put your hand out and press it down and count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens. They said it's magic. Plant another, then one more. Press them down and count to 4. Let's put our hand out, press down your finger and count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wiggle your fingers to add some water. Ready? Wiggle your fingers. Let's add some water to our tiny seeds. Good job. That's enough. Next, rub the sun to make it hotter. Rub your hands together. There you go. Oh, look. Look, the seed is growing. Wow. Tap the cloud and wish for rain. Ready? You tap your hand. I'll tap the cloud. I'm wishing for rain. Let's see if it comes. Clap to bring the sun again. Let's clap together. Clap, clap, clap. Look, they're getting bigger. Ah, you did it. There's the sun. Now find the worm. Look for its tail. Do you see a worm in there? Where is it? I see a snail and a ladybug and there's the tail of the worm, and look how tall the seed is growing. It's growing into a plant. Shoo away the hungry snail. Can you shoo? Shoo! Shoo, snail, shoo! It's going to eat our plants before they grow. Oh, look what's coming. Looks like there's clouds coming to cover up the sun. Tell the little bug, good night, little bug. Can we say good night, little bug? Good night, little bug. Guess what you'll see in the morning light? Look. Can you see that in the darkness? Is the plant growing? Wow, look at that. Now point to the purple flower. Can you point to the purple flower? Good job. There it is. Oh, and look who's coming. Bee. Buzz. Now tap the cloud again. Tap, tap, tap. Ready? Tap, tap, tap. Let's see what we'll make happen. It's another rain shower. Yay! Those flowers need lots and lots of rain to help them grow. Touch the blossoms gently, please. Let's touch the blossoms. Touch them gently. Look at how tall they're growing. What colors have we grown? Let's see. Orange, purple, and red. Very good. Okay, we touch the blossom gently. Let's see what happens. Ooh, now jiggle the plants to scatter the seeds. Miss Debbie's gonna jiggle the book. Jiggle, jiggle. You can jiggle with your body. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Let's see what happens. Looks like some hummingbirds have come. Okay, let's see. Let's see. There go the seeds. The purple flower needs a clip. Swipe across the stem. Snip, snip. Ready? Can we swipe like this? Let's swipe across the stem. Swipe across the stem. Let's see what happens. Did we clip it? Yes, we did. Now close your eyes and wave your hands in the air. Close your eyes and wave your hands in the air. Good job. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Looks like another one is growing. Oh, look. There's magic everywhere. Look what you did. We have the butterfly, the hummingbird, and the bees, and the flowers. And believe it or not, all of these things help the plants grow. The end. Now it's time for us to do our experiment. But before we do that, let's learn about the 3 things that a plant needs to grow. Believe it or not, those 3 things that a plant needs to grow, we need to grow as well. Now, a plant needs a place to grow. So you can either put it in a pot with some soil, or you can plant it outside in some soil. The soil is the place that the plant needs to grow. Now, a plant also needs some food, just like us. Do you think a plant would like a nice big cheeseburger? No? What about some pizza? Not pizza either, huh? Let's see. What do you need to grow, plant? Water, that's right. We learned that in the book when we were tapping and tapping and trying to make it rain for our lovely plants to grow. So we need to give our plant water. So let's see. Miss Debbie has a cup of water and a straw here for you, Mr. Plant. Here you go. Drink up. Oh, that doesn't seem to be working. You don't like to use a straw? No, the plant doesn't like to use a straw. Silly Miss Debbie. Miss Debbie should know that when it rains out, the rain just lands on the flower. So if you have a flower in a pot in your home, you're just going to pour the water onto the soil and give it some food so it can grow. The last thing that our plant needs to grow is some sun. That's right. Sun gives this plant some energy, and it helps it turn the energy into food so it can grow. And that is called photosynthesis. Can you say that word with me? Photosynthesis. That's a tough word, but that is the process of how a plant uses the sun and turns the sun into energy to help it make its own food so it can grow big and strong. So let's get ready to do our experiment, trying to make a seed grow into a plant. Can you believe we can do that in our very own home? We can grow our very own plant. So let's go. Okay, scientists, now it's time to do our experiment. Before we do our experiment, Miss Debbie's going to let you know what you're going to need. I have included a printable. It's a plant observation journal. And on this, you're going to record with a pen or pencil or crayon what you see each day as you observe your plants. You're going to need to print out 2 of these. If you don't have a printer, you can simply make a list and write the day on it and draw a picture of what you see every day. You don't need to use this chart. The next thing you're going to need is 2 cups that you can make holes in so that your water can drain. So you can use 2 little plastic cups. You can use 2 styrofoam cups. And you're also going to need some water, some soil, and some seeds. You can use any seeds you'd like. You can use beans, you can use plant seeds, you can use vegetable seeds, you can use anything you'd like. The bigger, the better, because they germinate a little bit quicker. The next thing you are going to need is something to make a hole in your soil to add your seeds. You can use a popsicle stick. Miss Debbie even has a Q-tip, the other side of a spoon, a pen, anything that you want to make a little hole. And you can even use your finger if you don't mind getting your hands messy. Miss Debbie also has some little pots here that already have holes on the bottom of them for drainage. So if you have 2 of those that are the same, you can use that as well. So the first thing that we need to do when we do an experiment, we're going to act like scientists. And we're going to ask ourselves a question. And the question today is, what do seeds need to grow? Well, we've learned a little bit about that already, so we're going to make a guess from what we've learned. And we have learned that seeds need soil, they also need water, and they also need some sunlight. So we know that they're going to need those 3 things to grow. So our experiment is we're going to find out what happens when one of our cups has soil and seeds, but we don't give it water or sunlight. And the other cup, we're going to give our seeds some soil, some sunlight, and a little bit of water every day. So, before we do that, let's get ready and start to fill up our cup with some soil. You can use a spoon, you can use a little scoop. Miss Debbie has a little scoop here. And you're gonna fill it up about halfway. I'm using these smaller cups because they're clear and I want you to be able to see what's going on. So we're gonna fill it up. If you don't have the supplies to do this right now, you can watch the video and then you can go back and re-watch it while you have your supplies in hand. So there we go. I've filled those both up about halfway. Okay. Now I'm going to use my stick and I'm just going to kind of break it up. There are some lumps in my soil here. So if your soil is lumpy, you can use something to break it up as well. Okay. Now, the next thing I am going to do is use my stick and I'm going to make 2 different holes here. And I'm going to add in about 2 seeds in each hole. Miss Debbie has some zinnia seeds, and this is a flower that looks pretty similar to the flower that we read in our book. So I am going to put those seeds right in there. And I'm going to put 2 seeds in the other one. Now, when we do an experiment, we have to make sure that everything that we use is the same. So you're using the same cups, the same amount of soil, the same seeds in both cups, okay? So now I put in my seeds here. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to make 2 little holes. And I'm going to put in 2 seeds on that one and 2 seeds on this one, okay? Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is add a little bit more soil, just a little bit, so it's not too hard for them to grow and germinate through this soil. So just a little bit to cover. And a little bit more to cover that. Okay, you can move it around a little bit if you still see some seeds and cover them up with the soil. There we go. Now last but not least, what do our seeds need? We have soil, we have light, we need to add some water. Now the cup that we are not going to be adding some water to, you can label with an X or anything that you'd like. You can put a sticker on it. Miss Debbie's pen's not working here. But I know that this is the one that I'm not going to be giving water, so I'm going to take it away so I don't do it by accident. Oh, the step that Miss Debbie forgot to tell you is you're going to need a cup that's going to drain. So Miss Debbie has a pen here, and with the help of an adult, I want you to just poke a few holes into the bottom of your cup, just like that. That way, the cup can drain, because if the seeds sit in soggy water for too long, they're not going to grow very well. So you're going to poke some holes. I don't need to poke a hole in this one because I'm not going to give it any water. So that one I'm going to keep as is. So now I'm going to move my sun here, and you're going to need a tray to work on as well. Miss Debbie forgot to mention that. Something to catch the water when you pour your water into your cup. And you're not going to pour too much because you don't want to drown your seeds. You just want to give them enough to drink. So there's some water. There you go, little seeds. You have everything that you need to grow now. So Miss Debbie is going to take my seeds that have water and soil, and I'm going to find a sunny spot inside the house or outside the house. And I am going to water it a little bit every day. And I'm going to look at my plant observation journal for my seeds that get sun and water. And on day 1, you can either draw a picture of what the plant looks like, you can take a picture of what the plant looks like, and you can measure. If it hasn't grown at all, you can put a big fat 0. You can measure it with a ruler, or you can measure it with a popsicle stick, anything that you'd like. Now, you're also going to have another observation journal for your plant your seeds that have no water and no sunlight. Poor little seeds. And you're going to find a dark spot in your house to keep this. Maybe in a closet, somewhere where there's no light coming through in the window or no light from a lamp, and not going to water this plant at all or the seed at all. And you're going to observe that as well and see what happens as time passes. Now you are going to need to exercise a lot of patience for this experiment, but I promise you it'll be so worth it in the end when you see your seed germinate and you can compare seeds and learn what happens when a seed does not have water or sun. So I hope you enjoy that activity. Miss Debbie had so much fun with you today, learning about what a seed needs to grow and reading our fun book called Plant the Tiny Seed. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And until I see you again next week, my friends, stay happy and healthy. Bye.